Hello fans and friends across the universe, welcome to my YouTube channel From Me to You. My name's Keir Smith and today I want to share with you my top 10 favourite albums by Ringo Starr. My journey through Ringo Starr's back catalogue started when I bought this CD. This is Blast From Your Past from 1976, a compilation album of his hits to that point. I bought this CD around about 25 years ago and I was so impressed with it. Slowly but surely through the years, I've bought all of Ringo Starr's solo albums and I've been largely impressed by most of them. And so I've come up with this top 10 favourite list and I'll go from least favourite to favourite. At number 10, I'll go with this album. This is Ringo The Fourth from 1977, often referred to as Ringo's disco album. He teamed up with the hot producer of the day, Arif Mardin, on this one. And certainly in places it does have that disco style production to it. None more so than on the two songs that bookend the album, Drowning in the Sea of Love, which was a single, and Simple Love Song. The swooping strings, the slick guitars, the female backing vocals, very clean production. But them two are my favourite songs on the album. Elsewhere, Gave It All Up and Gypsies in Flight are nice ballads. Wings is a good song. It's No Secret I like. I'm not that mad on Can She Do It Like She Dances or Sneaking Sally Through the Alley, but Out on the Streets is perfectly good fun with a very funny spoken word piece from Ringo at the end of the song. The album comes in for a bit of stick because of the production, but it's also worth noting that Ringo and his songwriting partner Vinnie Ponts co-write 6 of the 10 songs here, so a good effort. But my number 10 choice is Ringo The Fourth. At number 9, I'm going to go with What's My Name from 2020. And I was very excited to hear this album because I heard the lead-off single, the title track, on Chris Carter's Breakfast with the Beatles show, and I thought that's a storming song. And then I heard the cover version of John Lennon's Grow Old With Me, and that was really tastefully done, and it's such a gorgeous song and Ringo does it really well. Elsewhere, Gotta Get Up to Get Down, the opening track done with Joe Walsh, that's a good rocker. And Money, the cover version of the Beatles song, which of course they covered, is good. I enjoy that, even with Ringo's auto-tuned voice, make of that what you will. But it's that trio of songs, Better Days, Life is Good, Thank God for Music, very catchy, very good choruses. I really enjoy them. So largely good stuff on this album. My number 9 choice, What's My Name? At number 8, I'm going to go with this album, Ponts of Blues from 1970, Ringo's second album after the Beatles. And he went to Nashville to record this album, and he teamed up with the Jordanaires, who are Elvis Presley's backing group, and they are superb throughout this album with their vocals, as is Ringo. His voice just lends itself so easily to this country style music. The title track is good. Love Don't Last Long is a sad song, but a good piece of storytelling. $15 Draw with that excellent guitar solo at the end. I really like that. Wine, Women and Loud Happy Songs, very singable, very catchy. Loser's Lounge, Woman of the Night. This album just flows really well and stands as an excellent country album. It's my number 8 here though, Ponts of Blues. At number 7, I'm going to go with 1974's Goodnight Vienna album. And Ringo was hugely successful at this stage. This album came out after the big success of 1973's Ringo album. Lots of good songs on Goodnight Vienna. The title track written by John Lennon, Snookeroo written by Elton John and Bernie Taupin. Both rollicking numbers, great Ringo songs. Acapella is very catchy, as is Ooh Wee. Husbands and Wives and Easy For Me are both nice ballads. Only You and You Alone, another big hit single for Ringo, as was the No No song, very amusing lyrics on that. No, 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 I don't know more. Ringo was in his pomp during this period, and I'm starting to think this album should be higher, but it's my number 7 here, Goodnight Vienna. At number 6, I'm going to go with this album. This is Choose Love from 2005 and the third and final album that Ringo did with Mark Hudson. Some people are critical of this period in Ringo's career because Mark Hudson really goes for that Beatles sound, mainly the 65 to 66 period, but it makes for a good album. Fading In, Fading Out and Give Me Back the Beat get the album off to a strong start, both good rockers. Oh My Lord, Ringo's homage to God, done with Billy Preston, very nice song. Wrong All the Time, a typical Ringo ballad that he sings perfectly well. Don't Hang Up, a duet with Chrissie Hynde. Ringo and Chrissie bounce off each other very well during this song, very enjoyable. Choose Love with its spiky guitar riff, reminiscent of 1966 era Beatles, again, very good. Satisfied, The Turnaround, very catchy songs, excellent, love both of them, but talk about saving the best till last. Free Drinks, absolutely inspired choice of song. Ringo talking about the excess of his 70s period. Absolutely love it. Love those pounding drums, and it's possibly my favourite Ringo song, so there's a recommendation for you. If you don't know it, go ahead and play it after watching this video. Very strong album, very consistent. My number 6, Choose Love. My number 5 choice is this album from 1976. This is Ringos Rottergravial. I hope I've said that right, featuring songwriting contributions from John, George and Paul, as well as Eric Clapton. The album opens with A Dose of Rock and Roll, and that is followed by Hey Baby, two great rock and roll songs that Ringo does a great job with, both very enjoyable. He does a great job with Pure Gold, a lovely ballad written by McCartney that Ringo sings beautifully. Great song. Crying, another country style song that Ringo wrote himself. Very good. You Don't Know Me At All is possibly my favourite song on the album. I just love those shooby-doo dum-dum backing vocals from the girls, and that's very enjoyable. Cooking in the Kitchen of Love is an up-tempo, catchy song. I like that. Written by Lennon. I'll Still Love You was written by George. This is a moody ballad, but Ringo sings it well. Very good song. This Be Called a Song is written by Eric Clapton. Decent guitar work, but a little unspectacular, if you ask me. Las Brisas is a good song that was done with a mariachi band. And the closing track, Lady Gay, I love. Just a very warm and infectious song. Love the backing vocals on that song. And this is a strong album from start to finish, and it's often my go-to Ringo album, but it's my number 5 choice, Ringos Rottergravial. My number 4 choice is this album. This is Why Not from 2010. And I was really impressed when this album came out, and I continue to be impressed by it. It just seemed as if Ringo was on a creative roll with his songwriting team here, and just loads of good songs. Fill in the Blanks is a strong opener, a good upfront rocker, good guitar work on that track. The Other Side of Liverpool is similar in tempo, and I love the female backing vocals on this track. And Ringo tells us some good stories about growing up in Liverpool and how he had to walk down the road just to take a bath. Peace Dream, very thoughtful lyrics, very well written, really nice song. Walk With You, a duet with McCartney. What more can you ask for? The magic is definitely there. Time, Mystery of the Night. Love those guitar tracks, especially that guitar solo on Mystery of the Night. Love that. Everyone Wins is another really good guitar track with a very strong uplifting chorus. I really enjoy that. Really good song. Why Not has an Eastern flavour to it, something a little bit different for Ringo, but another good song. And the final track on the album, the duet with Joss Stone, Who's Your Daddy? Just a really catchy, fun song. I love it. It's not cheesy, well, maybe a little bit, but Why Not is a really strong album again. My number 4 choice. My number 3 choice is this album. This is Ringorama from 2003, the second of 3 albums that Ringo did with Mark Hudson, and it's a creative peak for Ringo for me. Lots of different sounds explored on this album, lots of different styles of songs, and again, it's a very good listen. Eye to Eye and Instant Amnesia are possibly the heaviest things that Ringo has ever recorded. Great drum work on both of them tracks. Instant Amnesia has some wacky lyrics, and it's pretty far right. You've got to check that out for yourself. Missouri Loves Company is a really good song featuring Dave Gilmour on guitar, and he plays a suitably weepy guitar solo on that. Love that song. Memphis in Your Mind is really good and features that famous Roy Orbison growl from the song Pretty Woman. Never Without You is a touching tribute to George Harrison. Eric Clapton features on guitar here and plays some excellent solos. Imagine Me There is another really nice Ringo ballad, but then the album picks up again with I Think Therefore I Rock and Roll and Tripping on My Own Tears. Just 2 really infectious songs and catchy as hell. I love both of them. I love Write One For Me, a duet with Ringo and Willie Nelson. Just really well written. Another great chorus. Love the guitar sound on that song too. Love First Ask Questions Later, What Love Wants To Be, both good songs. Elizabeth Reigns is very funny, and Ringo says at the end of the song, "There goes my knighthood." But as we now know, that isn't true. Love the album. Ringorama is my number 3. My number 2 choice is this album. This is Ringo from 1973, an album that doesn't need too much introduction, featuring guest appearances from the band and Mark Bolan, songwriting contribution from Randy Newman, as well as John Lennon, Paul McCartney and George Harrison. I'm the Greatest. John Lennon had to write that song, but he gave it to Ringo, and Ringo does it wonderfully well. Great song. Have You Seen My Baby, written by Randy Newman. I Seen Her With the Milkman, Running Down the Road. Very funny, very catchy, good song. Sunshine Life For Me, Sail Away Raymond, performed by Ringo and the band. Really good song, written by George Harrison. Photograph, written by Ringo and George Harrison, one of Ringo's best loved songs. Great song it is. You're 16, You're Beautiful and You're Mine, a cover version of the 50s hit. Another great song and a big hit single for Ringo. Oh My, up-tempo, catchy, great song to sing along to. Love the female backing vocals on that. Written by Ringo and Vinnie Poncia. Ringo also wrote Step Lightly, which is probably my least favourite track on the album, but I know a lot of people like it. 6 O'Clock is written by McCartney, and some may say it's typical McCartney. Really nice piano song, great chorus, and Ringo sings that great. Devil Woman is a great rock and roller. I really enjoy that. And the final song, You and Me Babe, written by George Harrison and Mal Evans, the Beatles roadie. This is a really good song and a great way to close the album. You know, a weary kind of, the party's over, good night everyone. Ringo says a funny spoken word piece at the end where he thanks everyone for contributing to this piece of plastic that we're making. Very funny. And everyone was willing for Ringo to do well, and with this album, the boy done good. My number 2 choice, 1973, Ringo. But my number 1 choice goes to this album. This is Time Takes Time from 1992, Ringo's first release since 1983's Old Wave album. Ringo had got clean from drink and drugs. He'd been back on tour with his all-star band in the late 80s and the early 90s, but this was officially Ringo's comeback album. Weight of the World opens the album, and it was also the lead-off single for the album. Very well written, great chorus, one of Ringo's best songs for me without a shadow of a doubt. Love the lyrics to it too. Don't Know a Thing About Love, love the slide guitar on that. Very up-tempo, very catchy. Great song. Don't Go Where the Road Don't Go is a straightforward rock and roll song, but a good one all the same. Golden Blunders is a play on the Beatles title Golden Slumbers, but that's where the similarities end. Golden Blunders stands alone as another really good song with a really warm and positive message and a great chorus. I Don't Believe You sounds very much like what goes on from the Beatles' Rubber Soul album, and therefore is the most Beatlesque sounding song here. After all these years and Runaways, good driving rock songs, enjoyed both of them, but In a Heartbeat, written by Diane Warren, gorgeous melody, lovely chorus, just so warm and loving, great song. And then finally, What Goes Around, a great song, one of my favourite Ringo songs. Love the guitar work, love the production, love the trumpet blasts at the end of the song. The outro is absolutely fantastic and a great way to close the album. What an album, what a comeback. 4 different producers on this. Don Was, Peter Asher, Jeff Lynne, Phil Ramone. You wouldn't know though, the album just flows really well. Ringo and his songwriting team got everything right for me on this album, and that's why it's my number 1. Time Takes Time. So there you have it. That's my top 10 list of my favourite albums by Ringo Starr. Please let me know what you think. Please leave your comments below. Let me know what your favourite Ringo album is and why. Please give the video the thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel, there'll be lots more to come. Thanks as always for watching. See you next time.